Five Finger Death Punch frontman Ivan Moody has a new interview out in the October edition of High Times magazine where he talks about his new company, Moody's Medicinals, where he sells CBD products. And in that interview, he says actually because he's promoting CBD products, he has gotten a lot of pushback from people in the recovery community. You recall that Moody's almost 18 months sober, and there was this period of time in his life where he struggled very much with sobriety. He left tour on multiple occasions and sought treatment. Now he's doing great, but he is saying that he's getting a lot of pushback from people in that community who are saying that you can't be sober if you're dealing with CBD, and I don't know enough about it to really comment on that. Let me know in the comments if you think that there's some sort of reason why you can't do that, since as I understand it, it's not intoxicating at all. But anyways, here is what Ivan had to say in the interview. I've gotten so much heat already from the recovery community, he said. It's really half and half. You can't be sober if you're doing CBD or if you believe in THC products and you accept marijuana. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. This is 2019. We're not in the devil's lettuce era anymore. Nobody is that stupid. My disease is alcohol. I've met hundreds of people in recovery for other narcotics, and CBD and marijuana is something that we've turned to in place of a lot of over-the-counter narcotics. I wasn't supposed to make it a week. I went straight from rehab to going on tour. That's a dead zone. I was surrounded by it. For me, that was resilience. I knew if I was going to go through that, I was going to make it. I have a phoenix tattooed on my skull. That's a reminder to myself that we can do this, and I'm not going to be controlled by a substance. That's the reason CBD came into my life. Here's a natural way to relieve those tensions and stresses that go hand in hand with my recovery. Moody says he was raised in a loving household, but that his childhood was anything from easy. He said, "It is what it is. I was never accepted. I was always the black sheep. Molestation was in my family, addiction, poverty. There were things I noticed growing up that turned into scar tissue. Those are the things that affect my relationships on a daily basis. They affect the way I deal with the world, how I comprehend my decisions or lack thereof. All of those things stem from being a person and not being a rock star, and understanding that I have emotions and that I am human." It's hard to believe that Ivan could be getting any heat from anyone if he's staying away from alcohol, which everyone knows was his substance that caused him so much trouble, and he is doing what works for him. I don't understand why so many people would be critical of him for that. It may not work for everyone, but if it works for him, then so be it. He seems to be doing very well. There are no reports or even rumors of him having issues with his bandmates like there were in the past. But anyways, that is all for now. Thanks so much for joining us here today at Rockfeed. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking hard rock and heavy metal news. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you all very soon.